Okay, we are alive. It is Trent Knox in the building. In the building, it's me and myself and I. Okay, so I want to go live. Um, Hanging with the boys as usual. Uh, in the community final chapter. If you want the link for that, put it in the chat, and we will do that. There's a few videos that I actually need to make. One video that I need to make is how to start a business in 2026. Uh, there's a few a few things that I have to make, but I wanted to go live and I wanted to talk about vibe coding. I wanted to talk about business maxing. I wanted to talk about clout farming. Um, and kind of inspired by shout out Dre in final chapter because he definitely put me on in terms of saying, "Hey, you put this many reps in that you kind of need to share with people that are just starting the journey." So, we may get into that, we may not get into that today. Uh just started about 3/4 the way through with the Adam Freeland interview of clavicular and well, I'm not on his regimen, that's for sure. But, I was having a chat about it and I'm not a fan. Uh I know it's one of those things where people have their different opinions. Um and maybe there's a level of controversy to it right now, but I know that there's value in what his perspective is and the way that people are obviously getting a lot of attention from his opinions and everything. Um but that's not there's not too much of that that's really related to what I do, you know. I don't I mean, you can get attention and you could be mogging in so many different ways to take the term and use it. Uh, I think, uh, alpha male of the group is what he's been saying. He's like, "Okay, well, it's a shortened version of that." And then it's basically turned into being an alpha male or like a an alpha person, and, that's cool. I think that anyone who is glorified unemployed, AKA entrepreneur, they have different directions that they can go down. And with vibe coding is a lot of the first step. It is a big component of business now. Um, I have put together a system that I use called um actually I don't have a name for the system, but it starts out with the letter of intent, right? It's being honest and frank with your audience about what your intentions are. And as you develop that and you find some level of agreement, you move into the memorandum of understanding. So once you kind of are aware of each other through a discovery call, you then create the letter of intent that gives the direction in which the conversation is going to continue forward. You then have a memorandum of understanding based on a strategy call. That strategy call outlines what services or deliverables that you're going to give, and then the confirmation is that memorandum of understanding. The next call that you have is, um, it can it can escalate very quickly, but if you need another, consulting call, you'll have a consulting call, and then you should then be in the stage of signing an agreement. You sign the agreement, then implementation starts, and you start operating, and that's where you've already collected your transaction, and you're in business, right? That's the flow that I think works for the vast majority of people in business when you're trying to organize, scale, grow, and scale. Uh, I think that people can get caught up in the friendliness of it and uh, the charades of it, just like in business, can get caught up into the drama, all of it, and you're not you're not business maxing when you do that. And I've been caught up in that plenty of time. Uh, and I just had a team meeting, and my team meeting, I think, is kind of it's causing a distraction with me, right? And that distraction, I'm not certain if it's conclusive, but the thing that I'm pushing the most is EBN, right? So I'll share my screen here. Maybe. Uh, yeah. So let's get into it, right? So this is my shill, right? Uh, let's see what's going on. So we got some folks who are joining the platform and stuff like that. But my shill is this EVN, right? And it's all derived from the journey that I've been on. My journey. Wow, this is scuffed. Uh, let's try this one. Is that better? No. Ner. Let's see. This is one better. No. Uh. Oh man. How do I? Oh no. Why is it doing this? How do I get a better version of this just to lay out? This is gonna maximize that. We don't want that. What is going on here? Oh no, I'm not trying to do that either. This is going perfectly. What about this one? Well, y'all can't see jack shit on the vertical version of this, but uh, on the other version too. Let me see if I hit this one if it's any better. Dude, I just wish I could make this bigger. I don't know. Make myself that's not working. Okay. Uh Anywho, yeah, so I'm shilling this. It's EBN. Um and the thing is like I'm passionate about this because I wish this could be different. How can I make this different? Why is the layout just so scuffed on vertical? Maybe I do need to switch to to restream here. I keep bouncing back and forth between StreamYard and Restream because they offer different features, and then one updates one and the other one doesn't update, and it's like now I think I might have to switch back because it's just this is not good. Well, anyway, I screen shared it. So if you're watching a clip, go and watch the full thing. Uh, but so I created EBN to help gamers make money online. I think the the thing that gamers struggle with is their comprehension of the different avenues in which money can be made playing games or in video games online. You know, not everyone is a genius. Not everyone is like a know-it-all. And I run into them and I'm like, "Oh, you're not a know-it-all. You need help. You need to know a know-it-all to kind of get the direction because they're just lost and they need some help. Doesn't matter what age you are. You can be, in your late 50s, could be in your early 20s and just be kind of like lost uh maybe in different ways. Like some of it just being green, but other things are just being kind of like not up to date or not in the know with the technology, not just struggling to find where you fit. And I feel that now. I'm starting to feel that with podcasting a lot, and in just cultural knowledge, struggling to keep up with the lingo and staying in touch and being in the know. I'm definitely struggling with that. Um, lifestyle change, uh, what was cool when I was in when high school and what I felt like I identified with is changed over time. And one of the things that stayed consistent is video games, right? And gamer culture. I feel like I still relate to it. I still feel like I'm checked in with it. Um, have I become more checked out with it? Yes. Um, just technology changes, the competitive landscape. I still enjoy it as a um, why do I say observer? Why is that? That as a viewer, I guess just to put it frankly, there's other smarter words to use here that I'm struggling with. But as a viewer, I still watch YouTube videos of people playing video games and let's plays and stuff like that. And maybe not as much as I used to, but I'm still kind of tapped in. I watch live streams from time to time on Twitch and esports, but as far as a player of the games, I'm not really an active player. I'm not like hung up on Arc Raiders or I'm not wasn't a part of the drama of whatever that that new game was that fell apart. I can't even think of the name right now. Vala or something. I don't know. It's the one with the horses and the guns and stuff. Not a Red Dead Redemption game, but that new one. It's gonna click with me. It was such a flash in the pan that unfortunately, you know, kind of went defunct. I mean, it just blew up and then it's out of here. Which is just like once you get once you start just seeing that happen a lot with different things, and it's happening even more now than ever, where just games are just glorified marketing campaigns for an attempt to build a brand or launch a streamer or do something other than be a form of entertainment. Uh, it's been yeah, it's just video games have changed. There the couch co-op, the fun the fun of games is changed, and it's just finding how that finding out how to adapt to that and find your place in the new gamer world is a challenge, and then it comes down to, like, just, like, participation and cultural fit for you, people playing story games and people playing campaigns and what all that stuff, and finding where you enjoy games. I'm not in I'm not there yet. I'm not in a mental place to do that. Um, Progressively, I just focus on trying to have a good idea and then turn that good idea into a business, and I have yet to really s perf perfect the science of that. I've had good things happen, um, but not enough. Not enough to say, "Wow, okay, I really was put together all my skills and all my talents and everything like that, and wow, okay, wow, the wow factor isn't there yet." Uh, as a creator, who am I? Who am I to really make a grandiose statement about anything? I just feel like a feel a I feel like that I I would like to do something more meaningful, more impactful. These desires of are correlated with a lot of people's different interpretation of what that means. Um, of course, like, I think in this society, what sort of resources can you accumulate, and how can you utilize those resources in a positive manner for yourself as well as those around you in your community. So, one step at a time, we work on it ourselves and our our goals and our brands, uh, one step at a time. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, if you can. Maybe you start with a hoof, I don't know. But I wanna help people do meaningful things in their lives that lead to their happiness. I know some people come to me and they say, "I need help. I need this." And I feel like I'm 15% heading in that direction of being helpful and resourceful. I don't feel I'm on I haven't gotten to the level that I would like to be at. I would like to be at a much higher level, and I think that a lot of people relate to that. I feel like if you're a glorified unemployed person, if you're even if you're leading a Fortune 500 company, you feel like you you feel like a sense of purpose is important to you, good or bad. a sense of purpose. I think that's probably true in the government as well. Whether the right thing is done or the wrong thing is done, I think that you think about the people that you care for and you try to do the best for them. There's like like less than 10% of the world has, you know, alternative motives that are negatively impact themselves and those around them. That's just not, that's not a huge population, right? Um, so that's not something that most people have to struggle with, although they do have to struggle with often more times than not, putting obstacles in front of themselves whilst they're on their way to success. I want to see people succeed, and I and in saying that, I wish I was more networked with people who are trying to succeed. I think a lot of the people that I'm connected with are just kind of passively connected with me. They're not networking with me because if they were, I would have more people in the communities that I'm participating in. And I think there would be more visibility on the communities that I need to participate in. And that's something that I've had really a difficult time doing is I would like there to be more discoverability and choice in the communities that people can participate in. So yeah, I build a gamer platform called EBN because I want to be one of the places that people can participate and connect with others in the gaming space. Now it's a matter of who can hold their breath the longest. I don't really even know my competition that well, right? I wish I was more aware so I could be changing the game and then maybe people would copy me. People would see something I'm doing and copy it and implement it, and then I could copy and implement their changes and we innovate, right? But as it stands, like not much is going. I mean, we have a decent size audience that's growing. Um, since we started on it, we have, we've had 80 fully onboarded users, another 20 users that are in the process of onboarding, creators, entrepreneurs, uh, employees, just a wide variety of users. And I hope that they're getting value. I hope that we're doing meaningful things for them. Um, but yeah, that's my passion, right? My passion, my attraction is the gamer culture. Of course, like the elusive gamer girl, uh, the attractiveness of that. Um, because I want to continue doing what I want to do with my life. I guess is that too much to ask for? Um, I think that when it comes to the agency and like the process that we're doing to find, cr- you know, business owners who need to do content and produce the content for them and take that content and then market it to their audience, we're just another, we're just another application that they're going to implement into their stack. We're just an integration, right? And we're just trying to integrate and help people where otherwise they couldn't afford it, right? People who are Fortune 10,000 companies that just need the help, they just need to be able to get content out there, and they need people who understand the systems. And there are a lot of people who understand it, but they just can't stay consistent. The reason why they can't stay consistent is because they're flashy and not um, optimized. You you can create something that's really artistic, really interesting. It's good for marketing and good for advertising, but it's not what you can do on a day-to-day basis. It's too complex. It's complicated. Of course, you can edit it out in post-production, but then that's just another step when you could just go and, create live content, clip it up, get some viewership, hopefully get some comments, some likes, and then flip that into a marketable, advertisable, um, visible, creative. That's what everybody had that's the golden thing. Like, if you can get some attention on your content and then make a sale, make something happen for yourself as an entrepreneur or even a business owner. I don't know what the proper terms for this is, you know? Because what's the difference between somebody who's, you could call it a hobbyist, I guess, a hobbyist to entrepreneur. An entrepreneur has success. I don't know. I mean, people continually debate this. Like someone who just works for themselves or self-employed, self-unemployed. I hate I you know, I don't wanna, like, just continually jump on and talk about pessimism and negativity and all this stuff. I wanna be more optimistic and positive, but people are just always using the drama and the controversy to get attention, to get views, you know? Just how does that help with doing better in life? It's selfish, it's self-centered, it's that type of content is benefiting the creator, and it doesn't it takes energy away from viewers like me. I'm fatigued by it. I'm content fatigued in so many ways. Like, it's to the point where like, my physical well-being, my mental well-being, my spiritual well-being is fatigued. The whole process of mental health, right? And it, it's and the people who think they know is even more draining because they don't have the lifestyle or the structure, and then they want to get argumentative about, oh, now you think you're in a position to critique whether m- my life is attractive or not, and it's like, "Oh god," you know, "make this about you." Like, I'm here to get help from someone, and now the person who's supposed to be helping me is helpless and cannot provide the the goods that I've come to purchase. "Oh, you don't wanna eat bugs? The here's your bugs. You don't think bugs are steak?" That kind of attitude. It's like, "Oh, so just accept low quality goods?" This is the where we are, and here I am talking about it, you know? I mean, they make a ridiculous, you know, mm, advertisement about, "Oh, you can choose your bananas." What was that commercial? The Super Bowl commercial, uh, "Choose your bananas." Whatever. What was it? Uh, Instacart commercial. And that's, like, somewhat true, not 100% true, because who wants to spend more money on, on Instacart than going to, uh, Walmart or Randall's or where I am, HEB? Like, the reason why it's, like, fast, and maybe they'll improve and maybe they'll take note from Instacart's Super Bowl commercial, is, like, people are tired of the rotten produce showing up their house, the poorly picked meats, and it doesn't do you any better to go to the grocery store yourself. It's not like they've got the best stuff on the shelf, and a lot of times you look and it's like everything's gone because everything gets purchased online and delivered directly to people's houses, so you're, like, picking through the skims or picking through um, the low quality produce and groceries. It's just, oh, and then what am I here complaining about this when people are saying, "Oh, well, why don't you just order, uh, prepared food, room service, house service? Oh, you don't have this, you don't have that? Oh, yeah, true, true. You know what? You're right. You're mogging me. You're finance mogging me. Uh, your system's mogging me." Well, what what else am I supposed to do? If if I don't know the information, and I don't have the social circle to know the information, uh, at a cost ratio that that puts me on the upside, then what am I supposed to do? You know, just continually just continue and living in a deficit. And I think that's what people like me have chose to do, is like, well, if if there's no upside, there's no surplus, then we just have to figure out how to survive in a deficit. We have to continue to just suffer. It's a suffering oh geez, what is the word? Suffering fiesta, that's what I was thinking. It's a suffering bonanza. It's a suffering bonanza. Welcome to the suffering bonanza. Whilst our bodies uh, rot and decay. Our while we what is the opposite of gracefully? As we clumsily crash out and and decline to our demise. N- And not for nothing, with the best of intentions, you know? We're trying to do good, and that good is not at scale to be meaningful for yourself, for the people around you, for society, you know? It's just, man, am I getting pounded right now with emails. Um, I don't know. Maybe I will feel motivated eventually, or if I stop goofing around and I actually if I because I know how to use OBS and I know how to use all these tools, but the thing is like the convenience of cloud. This is true of vibe coding too. The convenience of cloud is just like, why don't they make the systems? I just don't know why they don't use AI to code the systems. Like, it's like they're not empowering their people to do the changes that need to be done. It's like I could if I could just make layered overlays in the cloud in this broadcaster, and put a CLR browser over the top of it and put in alerts and everything like that. Like, dude, we'd have a perfect, why is this system just not OBS in the cloud? You know, I don't know. I don't know I don't know why. I know there's other systems that do it, but it's like you turning a free resource into a paid resource that's just like not financially viable for what it is, like, is just disgraceful. I don't like it. I don't like it. Um, I don't know what else to say. I mean, you know, I'm going through this process of learning how to code with AI, and uh I haven't learned anything about coding really. I've started to I guess I know the words TypeScript, I know React, I know the word JavaScript, I know the I guess I know the engineering component of it. I understand now Supabase, understand Google Cloud, GCPs, uh I understand an IDE is an environment that you code in. I understand what a terminal is, but this all sounds like 101. I mean, I guess I'm at the I've invested my time and my effort into 101 learning, but I haven't built anything, not anything meaningful, at least. Nothing to say. Nothing to stunt on anybody or mog on anybody, as they say today. Uh, and I wish I was. That's the thing, is like I think everybody wishes they were in that at that stage where it's like, dang man, this is something that's impressive that people are interested in. Um, I watch TBPN and get the clips from it, and I see what they're doing, and I'm like, wow, that's they're doing the thing. They've got a lot of money invested in doing the thing, but They're doing it. Um, they got a lot of sponsors from doing the thing that any creator who's been in the business space has thought of, like, what's the next iteration in the online world of the Bloomberg channel that is talking about new media, and talking about, and new media is almost an outdated term you see from the early 10s and aughts, It's like, dude, new media is not even a thing. It's content, you know, the creator economy, the attention economy, the digital economy, the virtual economy. These things, this is the conversation. It's the what are people doing online to make money? It's the make money online progress. It's what is out there? What can people do? And that's what I think TBPN answers a lot of the times. Maybe they speak a little bit too highbrow, and then it's interesting because I'm like sitting in the dentist's office and they've got Spotify on the TV, and an ad comes up, and I'm like, nobody's listening. No one else is in here but me. You know, no one else is in here but me. But I'm listening, and there's an ad on the TV for TBPN. That's crazy. And I was like, dude, this is sort of dystopian in a way because this ad is, they know I'm in the room because my device is in my pocket, but sadly, I don't have anybody to share this with. Not even, not even another person that's waiting to be seen by the dentist. And then I get, I don't want to go too deep into the dentist whole thing, but that's a whole nother racket scam. Dude, oh man. Consumerism, the things that are most important to any given human being is our ability to take care of ourselves, and they wanna commercialize it to the point at which it's, like, outrageous, like, and I'm just like, "What are we doing? What is the point of of this?" There's no care, like, healthcare, dental care, there's no care in it. What that's the that's what I think I'm struggling with, is because I wanna put the care in things. I care. I care about gaming. I care about content. I care about this AI stuff. But I just keep running across people who are like, they're just selling stuff. They don't actually care whether or not the people who buy it actually get get anything out of it. Anything, positive, negative. They don't care. They care about their own personal benefit. And I don't know where to look. I don't have a there's not a source, I guess, of that is analyzing and doing the thing that needs to be done to detract from that. That would separate the stuff that's separate the people that don't care from the people who care. You know, it used to be like I felt like you could go to Google Maps and you could use that as a gauge for quality, but now it's like after having gone to other cities, it's like, well, that's not even true anymore. You know, progress hasn't happened very much where I'm. Um, it doesn't move very fast. And I think that's kind of probably true of most places, but you can't get a haircut from a commercial space, a commercial I mean a chain, I should say, a franchise. You can't get a haircut from a franchise without spending $25 and then $5 with a tip, you know? You can't you can't get a bottle of water unless it's being sold by a vendor on the street illegally for a dollar. You know, you're spending $2, you know, or you're buying the contaminated gas station water bottle that we all know has some sort of chemical in it that nobody wants to drink. Um, or the tap water, or even a fountain drink, man. It's just like, dude, I have had the worst experiences lately, and I could just go into my personal experiences, and I don't know if anybody cares about hearing this drama. You know, I it's pent up inside of me. Just all this just bad experiences, you know, and it's like, "Oh, what are you crying about?" You know, all of that. It's like, "Oh, just suck it up, buttercup." You know, that kinda attitude, and it's just like, dude, nobody cares about their reputation, you know? Corporations don't care about their reputation. Franchises don't care about their reputation. They don't care. They don't care anymore. You it is what it is, accept it or not. You know, that's just the the that's just the way that people are treating everything, and it's just like, what happened to the version of the world that I felt when I was younger? And maybe it's something you only experience when you're younger, and that's always been the case. You know, because if you go coming into this world, like, you're coming into the world wherever it is, you know? And, you know, young people probably recognize that even more, um, because, like, what are they to complain about? Okay, a haircut is $30. You know, that's the standard, you know, and our ancestors and our people would say, "Oh my gosh, my time, a haircut was a nickel, and an ice cream, wow, that was 1 cent." It's like, "Okay, old timer." And, I am not that old. I feel like I should be still feeling a sense of, uh, of okay of quality. I still feel like I should be feeling a sense of quality, but I'm not, um, where I think young people are. I think young people still don't have the jadedness of it because they just don't know anything different. They don't know a world where things were taken care of, that things were cherished. And I don't think we live in a world anymore where things are cherished. Um, I think it's hard to cherish things these days, uh, because it's just the rapidness of the standard, the what high quality standard is, the bar continues to raise to to make the competitiveness just even more difficult to obtain. So if you were in the 1%, to be in the 1% now, you have to be in the 1% of the 1%, you know? Um, And so it's just the what is high class or high standard has gone to uh, stages that are unsurmountable, unsurmountable, unsurmountable. That's the word, right? Um, but hey, I'm just here, I'm just here out here talking my shit, letting people know where I'm coming from, in 2026. Um, I don't know what else to really comment on. I have a lot of work that I want to do on myself. Um, I want to be better. Um, I try to invest in stuff that you know is innovative. I mean, like this new microphone that I bought that I'm really happy with. It's making me happy. Um, just because it's kind of it's just wild to me that this type of technology exists at this quality level. Um, this little dongle that is it it performs at the level of any XLR microphone, you know, and it's wireless. It kind of like it shocks me because this is like just as good. If maybe there's an audio engineer out there that can do make the sweetest sounding whatever, but you know that can get a that has a cloud lifter and a this and a that for an XLR mic, and I love that too. I love the vibrance of that and the quality of that too. But I had to get this because I was just like, it just blows my mind that this sort of technology exists. And I hope that I can stay semi motivated to continue to do content and make things happen because I'm motivated by this thing. Um, I hope that I make I hope that I'm able to help other people along the way because it drives me, it gets me driven to make content that is resourceful. I don't know how resourceful this conversation is. This sounds just like me yapping. I mean, there's gotta be a better yapper. That's true. I mean, that's something we continually talk about in my groups, that I'm in is like, yo, we just gotta be a better yapper. And maybe I'm being kind of a crybaby because I'm not, I have groups that I'm in online, but I don't have the offline version of it that, is just, that I don't have to drive, hundreds of miles or something to go participate in it. I don't know. I just haven't figured that out quite yet. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm just like, I'm right now just happy to be creating content again because this thing has done that for me. Because I mean, I've got this other stuff, I've got like this these wireless mics that are just good enough, but it's something about this setup of in this direction and the way that it feels when you podcast, and it just feels different when you have this mic, and you have a a studio condenser mic, and you're just in here talking, and you're expressing yourself, and you're working on yourself, and you're just podcasting. That's what this mic does for me. I mean, that's the motivation that I get out of it. Um, as opposed to these wireless mics that are dope too, because you just like take this little magnetic back on, off of it, put it in your in your shirt like that, and then boom, you have a mic on and you feel like you're $1,000,000 too. Like it feels both feel good, but for different reasons. Like this is something that you use when you're out in the field, creating content, or you have this other one that I've tried too, where you know it's more of like a clip situation. So you just like clip it on, and there you go. You don't lose the magnet maybe because this one's a clip, and it's fun too. It's like it's just a little fun guy, right? Put that little mushroom guy on your shirt right there, little fun guy, little digital fun guy, a little peyote, a little digital peyote right there. I don't know what you want to call this, like a digital bong or something like that you're hitting. Just you know, just suck it up, right? Suck up the digital goo, you know. But we have all this technology, and I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to have this. Is there something else that I might be happy to have as well? Um, I don't know. I don't know what the next thing is that will excite me. I mean, I've been thinking about a Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark II X because of the video quality of it. I might I might get one of those. I know that's like 3 grand or whatever. I don't quite have the money to do that quite yet, but I might get around to it. Um, and I'm doing this podcast thing, and I'm coming in here to wrap it up because I think that once you go past an hour, it's like, what else are you going to talk about? What is it? What is it that even anybody's going to care about? And I hope that I talked about some things, and maybe I need to fill it more with particular topics and stuff that people care about, the news, you know, um, which I feel like I talked a little bit about it. I just didn't really specifically talk about headlines. I wasn't really talking about trending words or anything like that in a very efficient way. But anyway, yeah, my projects are Esports Business Network. That's at ebn.gg. My agency, which we manage creators and we produce content, that's cybercitymedia.com. And then I've been coaching some people and consulting on making money online, and getting started because a lot of people don't know where to get started. I just know this people who don't even know how to open up a Robinhood account, or do anything on the internet, get a digital bank. I've been consulting on that a little bit, and helping people kind of resolve some of the challenges that they face there. Um, I guess the best place to get in contact me with in terms of that is Trent at Trent. Oh wait, TrentKnox.com. If you just go to TrentKnox.com, you can get more information about that. Of course, on social media, all things at Trent Knox and at Trent Knox TV. You'll find me there at Trent Knox or at Trent Knox TV. And thank you for tuning in to this broadcast. Signing off here, and talk to y'all again soon. Peace.